Imagine a place where the world's oldest desert meets the crushing waves of the Atlantic. A place so remote, so hostile, it's known as the Skeleton Coast. Now, imagine a treasure story so impossible, so rich in history. It redefines everything we thought we knew about the age of exploration. This isn't a tale of pirates or sunken Spanish galleons. This is the story of a Portuguese ship, lost for almost 500 years, that didn't just sink, it vanished into the desert. In 2008, deep within a restricted diamond mining zone in Namibia, a group of workers made a discovery that would stun the archaeological world. The perfectly preserved remains of a 16th-century Portuguese Nau, a massive merchant ship complete with its entire multi-million-dollar cargo. Gold, ivory, and copper ingots, a time capsule from 1533. This is the mystery of the Bom Jesus, and today we're going to unfold every layer of this incredible discovery. Before we dive into the desert sands, if you're fascinated by history, archaeology, and the secrets the Earth holds, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss what we unfold next. Welcome to Unfold. Let's begin. Our story begins not in the ocean, but on land, in one of the most heavily guarded and desolate places on Earth, the Shipwreck, or Forbidden Territory, of Namibia. This 26,000 square kilometer coastal strip is a geological anomaly, a diamond-rich area where the world's most valuable gems are literally washed ashore. The mining company, Namdeb, works tirelessly to strip away layers of sand, searching for these precious stones. The Skeleton Coast earned its name for a reason. It is a graveyard of ships and sailors. The cold Benguela current, dense fog, and shifting sandbanks have claimed hundreds of vessels over the centuries. The discovery of the Bom Jesus was a direct result of this relentless, industrial-scale search for diamonds. The mining process involves excavating the beach down to bedrock, sometimes 20 to 30 meters deep, where the ancient diamond-bearing gravels lie. On April 1, 2008, near Oranjemund, a bulldozer operator named Nico Swart noticed something unusual. A dark wooden shape sticking out of the exposed bedrock. It wasn't a diamond, but it was something far older and arguably far more valuable to history. It was the first sign of a ship's hull. The site was immediately secured, and the company's chief archaeologist, Dieter Nolli, was called in. What they found next was not just an archaeological site, it was a miracle of preservation. The initial excavation quickly revealed that this was a massive vessel, a Portuguese Nau, the workhorse of the 16th century spice trade. But which one? The ship was too old, too large, and too far north to be a known wreck. The key to its identity lay in the cargo and the artifacts. The ship was eventually identified as the Bom Jesus, the Good Jesus, a vessel that set sail from Lisbon in 1533 as part of a fleet bound for India. Its mission, to trade European goods for spices and other treasures of the East. The Carrera da India was one of the most perilous sea routes in the world. Ships faced treacherous storms, scurvy, and the constant threat of being lost without a trace. The Bom Jesus was one of the many ships that simply vanished. Historical records showed it was commanded by Captain Francisco de Noronha. It was last seen off the coast of the Cape of Good Hope before a violent storm swept the fleet apart. For centuries, its fate was a complete mystery, a line item in a ledger of lost Portuguese wealth. The discovery of the Bom Jesus solved a 500-year-old cold case. The ship was found on its side, the hull crushed, but the contents miraculously intact. The preservation was due to a perfect storm of conditions: the lack of oxygen in the seabed, the protective layer of sand, and, most crucially, the massive amount of copper ingots it carried. These ingots acted as a chemical preservative, creating a toxic environment that deterred wood-boring organisms. The cargo of the Bom Jesus was staggering. It wasn't just a few artifacts, it was a full inventory of a 16th-century merchant vessel. The treasure was initially estimated to be worth around $13 million, but its historical and archaeological value is truly priceless. The excavation yielded three main categories of wealth: precious metals, trade goods, and personal items. Over 2,000 gold coins were recovered, primarily Spanish and Portuguese excelentes, cruzados, and dobras. They were minted in the reigns of King João III of Portugal and the Spanish Catholic monarchs. They were in near-mint condition, glistening as if they had been dropped yesterday. In addition, there were approximately 40,000 pounds, over 20 tons, of copper ingots, stamped with the trident mark of the German Fugger banking family. This was the ship's primary trading currency for the spice markets of India. Beyond the metals, the ship carried 100 elephant tusks, a massive haul of ivory. The tusks were a crucial piece of evidence, as markings on them helped confirm the ship's origin and date. They also tell a deeper story about the 16th-century ivory trade routes from West Africa. The team also found 6 bronze cannons, dozens of navigational instruments like astrolabes, and personal items like pewter plates, clothing fragments, and even the remains of the crew's food, including dried fruit pits. The personal effects are perhaps the most poignant: a pewter inkwell, a pair of leather shoes, a simple wooden comb. These small, mundane objects connect us directly to the 300 souls who were aboard the Bom Jesus. They paint a picture of life at sea: the cramped quarters, the long journey, and the final, terrifying moments of the wreck. The discovery of human remains was minimal, suggesting that most of the crew may have survived the initial wreck, only to face the brutal, waterless desert. The biggest question remains: how did a ship that sank in the ocean end up buried 30 meters deep in the desert sand? The answer lies in a combination of catastrophic weather and geological forces. Archaeologists theorize that the Bom Jesus was caught in a massive storm after rounding the Cape. The captain, knowing the ship was doomed, likely tried to beach the vessel as close to shore as possible, a desperate move to save the crew and cargo. The Skeleton Coast is a dynamic environment. Over the centuries, the powerful Benguela current and the prevailing winds have continuously pushed sand and sediment onto the shore. What was once the high tide line 500 years ago is now kilometers inland and dozens of meters deep in sand. The ship, wedged into the bedrock, was slowly buried by this relentless geological process, effectively moving it from the sea floor to the desert interior. The survival of the crew is another layer of the mystery. If they survived the wreck, they would have been stranded in one of the most inhospitable places on the planet. The Namib Desert is virtually waterless. The discovery of a few human remains and the absence of a large number of bodies on the wreck suggest a possible scenario. A small group survived the wreck, salvaged what they could, and then attempted to walk north or south for help. Their fate, however, remains a tragic unknown. The Bom Jesus is a testament to the sheer brutality of this coast. The discovery had immediate political and legal implications. According to international maritime law, a sovereign vessel remains the property of its nation of origin unless a formal agreement is made. Although the ship belonged to Portugal, the wreck was found on Namibian soil, within a highly sensitive, restricted area. The two nations quickly reached an agreement. Portugal formally waived its claim to the treasure, recognizing the archaeological and historical importance of the find to Namibia. The Bom Jesus is a unique archaeological resource. Unlike most shipwrecks, which are scattered by currents and scavenged by marine life, this one was sealed in a time capsule. It provides an unprecedented look at 16th-century Portuguese shipbuilding, navigation technology, and global trade networks. The ivory, in particular, has provided new insights into the genetics and migration patterns of West African elephants 500 years ago. The entire collection of artifacts, the gold, the cannons, the astrolabes, and the copper, is now the property of the Namibian government. It is a powerful symbol of the nation's heritage, a link to the global history that unfolded on its shores centuries ago. The treasure is not just gold, it is knowledge. It is a testament to the incredible journeys and the immense risks taken during the dawn of the global economy. The story of the Bom Jesus is a reminder that history is not always found in dusty books. Sometimes it's found 30 meters deep in the sand, waiting for a diamond miner's bulldozer to uncover it. It's a story of human ambition, catastrophic failure, and the miraculous power of nature to preserve the past. The Skeleton Coast, a place that takes everything, gave back one of the greatest treasures of the age of exploration. What do you think about the Bom Jesus? Is its historical value greater than its monetary value? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this journey to unfold the secrets of the desert shipwreck. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Unfold for more incredible stories from history and beyond. We'll see you in the next video.